Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Your Excellencies, and may I start, Chairperson of the African Union, President of Angola, Your Excellency, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and our host, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, Your Excellency, outgoing Chairperson of the African Union and President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government of the African Union, and First Ladies present, Your Excellency, the President of the Palestinian Authority, Your Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, Your Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Your Excellencies, former heads of state and heads of government of the African Union, distinguished delegates, ambassadors, and guests all. I stand here clothed in the spirit of the battles of Adwa, conscious that it was that battle within 24 hours that shook the confidence of the powers of Europe, but inspired the people of Africa and the children of the African diaspora that good would prevail over evil and light over darkness, but only in the context of our unity. I stand here conscious that it was that battle that forged the beginnings of Pan-Africanism that eventually led to the movement for independence and the destruction of the colonial powers to give us not full development and power, but the first steps of political independence. I stand here conscious and buffeted by the dreams and works of the great Pan-African pioneers, and conscious that as a children of the Caribbean, we have long dreamt for the moment of unity with our brothers and sisters of Africa, a division that was secured by those whose success and survival depended on separation of us rather than on the ability for us to act as one common people. Our relationship, you can say, was embryonic, but regrettably, as long as it has been and as related as we have been, it has been sporadic. And it is up to us as the children of independent states to determine whether the history of separation shall be our future or whether the spirit of Adwa can be our inspiration to confront the challenges of a new world. Yes, I stand here as a daughter of Africa. I stand here equally as a proud Prime Minister of Barbados, a country which is the first landmass that you reach after you leave this great continent of Africa, a country which became a hub for the wrong reasons. But today I come to Ethiopia to share with you in the African Union that we can be a hub now for the right reasons between our two peoples. I stand here as the proud chairman of CARICOM, the Caribbean community, recognizing that as a member of the 6th region of Africa, we have come to reclaim our Atlantic destiny. We have come to ensure that the very futures of our people are different and will not once again be determined by a middleman who will ensure that the Middle Passage is one that sees our people at the bottom of the ocean's floor of the Atlantic or in the fields of the plantations of the Caribbean, but instead that it will be a future that sees our people, hears our people, feels our people, and that will determine in future that it is we who shall forge the manner in which we cooperate, integrate, and invest, rather than simply being victims of a past history. I stand here equally as the chair of the V20, 70 countries across the world that are climate vulnerable, 40% of whom come from this great continent of Africa, recognizing that it is only through unity that we can confront the existential crisis of our generation, that of the climate crisis. The Secretary General of the United Nations has already laid out, ably so, many of the iniquities that we continue to face in spite of political independence. It was His Majesty Haile Selassie who popularized and told us that there shall be no first-class or second-class citizens, words popularized by Bob Marley, learned by all of our people without appropriately recognizing the context in which he spoke and the mission which must be ours for generations until it is achieved. He told us that there would be war if there were first-class and second-class citizens. He told us that there would be war if the color of our skin was more significant than the color of our eyes. And we see here in the continent the continued descent into conflicts born out of ethnicity differences, born out of a mad grab for resources, not invariably for our own benefit, but for the benefit of others who seek to use our people as pawns in the determination of their own future. But we stand here as proud people, and we have enough among ourselves to know the difference between right and wrong, and to forge a future that is not for a few, but for the many. Indeed, as the world confronts the climate crisis, it is the poorest of the poor who remain the most vulnerable to floods and droughts and hurricanes. It is the poorest of the poor, and soon to be the middle of the middle, who will no longer be able to access insurance and therefore to be able to forge ahead with development if we do not make changes. We have examples of a partnership that have worked for us, not just from the spirit of Adwa and the conquest and the rise of the Pan-Africanist movement in our history, but within recent times. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it was the African Union, under the leadership then of President Ramaphosa, and with the assistance of Dr. Tedros of the WHO, that recognized that the Caribbean, which was being marginalized by denial of access to basic therapeutics, basic medical equipment, to vaccines, that we should not be left as pariahs on the global landscape, but that our brothers and sisters in Africa would bring us through the Africa Medical Supplies platform to be able to ensure that we could secure for our own people It was with the solidarity of many of you in the African Union that the Bridgetown Initiative has been able to take root and to make a case for a more modern and a fairer system that allows us to be able to access finance and to be able to put in place measures that allow us to be able to pause our repayment of debt during the period of necessity for rebuilding after horrific climatic events. We have seen how partnership helps us. We do not need any more evidence. What is required of us is to lead the way to peace, to prosperity, and to justice. And the reparations which we call for the international community to be able to recognize, first and foremost, with that which we ask from each of our children. Say sorry. Say sorry and mean it. And after you say sorry, recognize that the future of the world is not possible without the stability of Africa and its diaspora. For as long as hypocrisy and double standards remain, it will be impossible to secure stability and peace in any nation across the earth. The reparations that we call for, beyond sorry, must be for fair access and development and compensation, because we each started the journey of independence with a chronic deficit. A deficit of resources, a deficit of fairness, a deficit of opportunity. And it is up to us, many of us in the second and third generation of independence, to be able to frame out fairly in a mature conversation what those reparations must look like if we are to attain justice and to inspire the young people of this world that good must always prevail over evil. But it is not only the reparations that we ask from the international community, because we ourselves must repair the damage that was foisted on us. The notion that transit visas, begging for them, must be the lot of our people in order to move across this world cannot be something that gives us satisfaction. To go east and to go west, we are first forced to go north. It is not right. And it is not beyond the heads of government and heads of state, of the region, of the Caribbean community, and of the continent of Africa to determine that we must stop talking about, but simply do what is necessary to build the air bridges and sea bridges to guarantee that we control our destiny. I ask us to reflect on this because it is this simple act, apart from our music and our culture and our food, that will guarantee that it is not simply heads of government and heads of state that will meet in Accra or Bridgetown, but it is ordinary people who will be able to trade and to move from the closest point of Dakar to the closest point of Bridgetown, to be able to open up the opportunities that technically ought to be available, not just simply through the Africa Free Trade Area or the CARICOM single market and economy, but through the combined opportunities provided by both. I ask us equally to recognize that in an era where AI is threatening to redefine what humanity can do and even if we can survive, that it is not ours to be the victims once again of technology as we were with gunpowder, but it is for us to help shape the future of the world, because more often than not, it is Africa and its people who have brought the humanizing forces to bear on civilization. And if we are to be the cradle of civilization, then we are to be the protectors of people and of humanity as we go forward. And some watching on may say, how? And I say, how not? How not does a continent that has 40% of the world's minerals not be in charge of helping to secure the destiny and stability of the planet? How not does the numbers of our two communities, who constitute a third of the world's states, not act in singular purpose to forge the kind of world that we want and to be able to ensure that the institutions that deny access to us, to hear our voices as reflective of the continent and of the small island developing states of the world? How do we not secure that admission, which is not only just, but a moral imperative if the world is to have stability in this 21st century? My friends, I ask you, how do we not secure this victory when 1 in every 5 and possibly 1 in every 4 persons on the planet will come from this continent and its diaspora? Those who lead today have a moral imperative, not just to our citizens in our own countries, but above all else, to unity. The spirit of Adwa demands of us that we recognize that even in the face of the greatest technology being foisted upon us, that we can rise and win if we act unity. This has been a message not given by our generation alone, but by previous generations of African and Caribbean leaders. We ask ourselves, why does it elude us? And the answer comes not from outside, but only from within. When I speak of the USA with affection, I do not only want to speak of that which is known in the Americas. I want to speak about that which ought to have been possible if the 1884 Berlin talks did not take place. The possibility of the United States of Africa, which is as diverse as India, which is as diverse as China in terms of ethnicity and language and religion, but which is entirely possible if we see not ourselves first, but we see the unity of ourselves together. This may be the cry of a naive and romantic daughter of Africa. But if that is the case, I prefer to die being a naive and romantic daughter of Africa than one who is cynical and one who is daunted by the actions and power of others. We know what it is to stand in unity with you to fight apartheid and to fight for the liberation of the peoples of Africa. For when President Castro stood to send people from his own country to Southern Africa to free your people, it was in my own country that the planes refueled, ensuring that that battle was possible. And when 100 years ago, almost, a Barbadian man and woman left our nation and left the United States to come here, Arnold and Mignon Ford, he wrote the anthem and lyrics of the anthem of the United Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, and his wife dared to establish a co-educational school here in Ethiopia, ensuring that boys and girls could receive education in a time and at a time when war was dominating the global landscape. They chose to see light rather than darkness. I ask us today in tangible terms that will allow our people to travel, that will allow us to pool our investments to ensure that the people of Africa not be denied the electricity that is so necessary as a platform for participation in the new world. I ask us not only to pool that investment, but to also ensure that we pool our voices, because there is too much division in this world today. There is too much war and there is too much conflict. And we know what precipitates and causes that. If we leave Addis Ababa with the commitment that the world is not going to be safe without a prosperous and stable Africa, then we understand what is the moral imperatives we must undertake in each of our countries to secure that unity of purpose and to secure ultimately the saving of the people and planet. I ask you today to recognize that, and I thank Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed for agreeing that the first in-face summit of CARICOM and the Africa Union should take place here in Addis Ababa on the 7th of September of this year of our Lord. By that simple act, we build on the inaugural summit which took place virtually in 2021. But more importantly, we seek to regularize and to establish as a permanent point of interaction the unity of which I speak and call for. And I ask you as I leave this podium to recognize that we too in the Caribbean want to see you. Indeed, in my own country in Barbados, we will celebrate the Caribbean Festival of Arts, the 15th CariFesta, from August 22nd to August 31st. And we do so not only asking for those from Cuba and Bahamas in the north, to Venezuela, to Suriname and Guyana in the south, to Belize in the west and the Eastern Caribbean to come together to express our commitment to each other creatively through food and fashion and music and dance and art and sculpture. and talk of philosophy, talk of religion, talk of who we are, talk of the future. I ask us to recognize that we celebrate this year our resilience, and that we do so not only asking the people of the Caribbean to come, but the people from whom we came here in Africa, in India, in China, and the continent to which we went, in particular, in Central America and Latin America. This is our moment to show the world that we were not simply apostrophes to the history and the modern history of humanity, but that truly we are the ones who can level the playing field and to create the opportunities that will allow the world to see people, hear people, and feel people, and to value the planet and its biodiversity at the very time when it is greatest in crisis. Let us remove the scars of history and be firm craftsmen of our fate, recognizing that the only people who can stop us now are we but ourselves. We have to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery and to build the future that our people want of us, and to give them that pride that is theirs. And we must do so in the spirit and with the results of ADWA. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Prime Minister of Barbados, Chair of the Caribbean.
Your Excellency, President Mohammed Ould, outgoing Chairperson of the African Union, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Your Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Your Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, distinguished ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ethiopia, the cradle of Pan-Africanism and a proud champion of African unity and freedom. It is an honor to stand before you today as we reflect on the immense potential we hold, not just as individual nations, but as a united and dynamic continent. In a world marked by rapid change and multiple challenges, we find ourselves at the crossroads of uncertainty and opportunity. This moment calls upon us to strengthen our collective resolve, embrace resilience, and foster unity across Africa. The theme for this year's assembly calls on us to heal the scars of historical injustice and overcome lingering trauma that has long hindered our progress. The demand for reparations is not about charity or financial aid. It is a call for justice. It seeks to restore the dignity of millions and heal the deep scars of poverty, inequality, and discrimination. It demands an end to the systematic exploitation of our wealth, resources, and opportunities. It also calls for a transformative process that acknowledges past harms and takes bold steps to right the wrongs caused upon us, upon society across the continent. Thank you. Thank you. Most importantly, the call for reparations requires not just words, but concrete actions to affirm the equal worth of every human being. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to achieve lasting peace, justice, and prosperity, we must rise above the geopolitical tensions and the historical divisions imposed upon us by colonial borders. By fostering solidarity among all of our nations and embracing a shared destiny, we can pool our resources and talents to unlock our continent's full potential. Africa's cultural, ethnic, and linguistic diversity is a source of pride and strength upon which we must build inclusive governance and equitable development. Conflict resolution, diplomacy, and peace building must remain at the heart of our efforts. By championing African solutions to African challenges, we can secure lasting peace and stability. Let us celebrate our achievements in politics, science, economics, and arts. Strategic initiatives such as the African Continental Free Trade Area give us the tools to boost intra-Africa trade, reduce external dependency, and achieve self-reliance. With Africa's large and dynamic use, abundant natural resources, and growing technological innovations, we have all the means to ensure sustainable growth. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence, particularly generative AI, offers unprecedented opportunities to transform our economies and societies. By collaborating in AI, fintech, renewable energy, and mobile technology, we can address shared challenges such as climate change, infrastructure gaps, and public health crisis. Africa's rich and diverse data sets are essential for training robust and inclusive AI models. This highlights the importance of African representation in shaping future technologies. However, as we embrace these advancements, it's essential to protect our data sovereignty, prevent digital exploitation, and develop homegrown AI solutions that reflect African values and contexts. As our data sets grow, so must our capacity to harness them for local and global good. When used responsibly, AI can be a powerful tool in conflict prevention, transparent governance, and inclusive development. Africa must actively participate in the global technology race to ensure we are competitive players in the evolving digital landscape, while also ensuring we benefit equitably from this technological revolution. Furthermore, Africa's voice on global issues must grow stronger, ensuring that we have a say in shaping governance frameworks and other much-needed reforms in the global order. By empowering grassroots movements, youth networks, and educational programs focused on digital literacy and technological innovation, we can inspire the next generation. This will ensure Africa stands not just as a beneficiary of a global advancement, but as a key contributor in shaping the future of humanity. Excellencies, the opportunities before us are immense. Ethiopia is determined to prosper. Guided by a vision of vibrant democratic progress and a deep commitment to environmental regeneration. To realize this goal, we have laid out a pragmatic roadmap rooted in the transformative principles of Madamar. Madamar, an Amharic term, loosely translated as synergy, is our guiding philosophy. It is a homegrown ideology that promotes prosperity, unity, sovereignty, security, and national dignity. At its core, Madamar encourages social and economic advancement, celebrates diversity, and nurtures a spirit of community grounded in Ethiopia's rich culture, spirituality, and values. Reflecting on the progress of the past 5 years and building on the vision of Madamar, Ethiopia has made remarkable strides. Despite inheriting a nation deeply divided along ethnic lines, burdened by substantial debt, and facing numerous internal challenges, we have moved forward with determination. At the same time, we navigated a complex and ever-changing regional and international landscape. Yet, through resilience and cooperation, we continue to move closer to the realization of our shared vision of prosperity. Our achievements speak for themselves. Allow me to share a few highlights. We have reformed our political system, transforming into an inclusive multi-party framework that reflects the diversity of our nation. To deepen these reforms and foster cohesion, reconciliation, and peace, we are undertaking a national dialogue. On the economic front, we have built a resilient and diverse economy. Over the past 5 years, we have doubled our cultivated land, increasing crop production to nearly 700 million quintals, with the wheat accounting for 40% of this total. These efforts have strengthened food security and driven rural development. Today, Ethiopia is the largest wheat producer in Africa. Thank you. Through collective efforts, we have reduced external debt by over 50%, double both GDP and GDP per capita, and tripled government revenue in 5 years, with an 8.1% growth reported in the most recent fiscal year. Across the country, our major cities are evolving into dynamic, culturally rich, and sustainable hubs. In education, we have established 40,000 kindergartens and primary schools to boost early childhood education. Additionally, we have launched a program to train 5 million coders to strengthen our digital economy. Furthermore, we strive to honor our heritage by restoring national sites, developing tourist destinations, and reclaiming cultural artifacts, fulfilling our duty as the guardians of our nation's treasures. These accomplishments reflect the unwavering spirit and resilience of the Ethiopian people and underscore our firm commitment to advancing Ethiopia's future. With its focus on unity, cooperation, innovation, and shared progress, Madamar can serve as a guiding framework for our Pan-African agenda. By embracing its principles, we can forge a path toward a more just, equitable, and prosperous future for all Africans. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let us march forward with determination, harnessing the limitless potential of our continent and its people. The time is now to claim our future, build a legacy of equality and prosperity, and secure dignity for all. Let us be the generation that unites the continent and our diaspora in a shared vision of justice, prosperity, and peace. To conclude, I thank our outgoing chairperson, President Muhammad Ould, for his leadership and representing our organization on the global stage. Allow me to also warmly congratulate our newly chairperson, his tenure. I would also like to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency Musa Faki Mohammed for his exemplary leadership as chairperson of the African Union Commission over the past 8 years. Throughout his tenure, His Excellency Musa Faki has shown unwavering commitment to Africa's development, peace, and integration, significantly strengthening the African Union's role in addressing the continent's challenge. I also extend my sincere thanks to him for being a steadfast friend of Ethiopia, supporting us not only during our times of success, but also in our moments of difficulty. Thank you, my brother. As we bid farewell to His Excellency Musa Faki, it is with great pleasure that I extend a warm welcome to our incoming chairperson of the African Union Commission here in Ethiopia. I'm confident that under his leadership, we'll continue to make great strides toward achieving our collective goals. I wish him every success during his mandate. Thank you for your attention, and I wish us all a fruitful summit. God bless Ethiopia. God bless Africa. I thank you.
This is what
You're wondering if the car accident that you were
honorable member that was killed and dumped at the second Niger bridge in Onitsha. Yes, yesterday was his burial, and a lot of dignitaries actually paid condolence and visit. Now, this particular section you're seeing here is on the 14th, where the House of Representatives in Anambra State actually pay condolence to this particular member of theirs. And Peter Obi, Tony Moyi, all were present. On the 15th, which was the burial, Badebo, the governorship candidate for Labour Party, joined Peter Obi and others.
I can't believe we're here and Baba is not here. Honestly, so tearful. We had like 3 of them. There was one. Don't stand up, man. All I have been and my hands are full, I can praise thy name. No sweet precious offering, no trials should come. That His blessings are sure. With my soul, for me, be it Christ is to live. Be it Christ is to live. If the cause of all we shall roll. Sorry guys, that wasn't the video I wanted to play. I had it lined up. I don't know how it disappeared on me. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Thanks for joining me. Misty, I see you. Kenny, I see you. Thank you for joining me. There's so many things that we need to talk about today. I'm trying to pace myself and I'm trying to make sure that I cover all the videos, the short clips that I really want us to touch on before we move forward. And as you all know, there's been so many reveals with this USAID and all of that. And I'm sure that you guys see that some people in Nigeria are pushing back. Omo, To fight for Nigeria, to fight for Africa is it cannot feel back alone. That everybody needs to be a part of. There's nobody that has any excuse. If you're an African or you carry Africa in your heart, because you can't even help it. If you carry Africa in your heart, you can't help it. You don't have a choice. That's one thing that has been made very clear. Okay, you have to speak to the evil that's been perpetrated against your people. There's a reason why you're in this space on this planet. If you can't fight for your own, I don't know what else. There was a video of somebody that I saw earlier this morning that really speaks to a lot of the things that I would like to touch on. That is really happening that I don't even know. Sometimes when you say these things, people will think, I beg you, no bro, now only you waka come. But the truth is, you can't do most of these things, you can't do it alone. You cannot do most of these things alone. It's impossible for you to do some of these things alone. Everybody needs to be on this page. Everybody. If you are not on this, if you're not seeing the evil that's going on in your country, in your continent, I don't know what else. Every other person in the world is fighting for their own, in case you guys don't know. Every other person, is fighting for their own, trying to make sure that they get the right thing for themselves. Not only us Africans, within our group, we still have people that would rather remain slaves, and they will kick against everything that you try to talk about. It makes no sense to me. Are we going to say because of those people now we should give up? No, we can't. We cannot. It doesn't make any sense. The entire continent is in disarray. Not one African country, apart from the ones that have successfully been able to kick out strangers, foreigners out of their land. Apart from those 3 countries and maybe 1 or 2 African countries, every other country is everyday fight. I said it the other day. I was like, you check the food that the people are importing into their countries and what their citizens are eating. Nobody, if you have enemies all around you, why do you think they're going to send you stuff that's going to make you thrive? Why? I don't understand it. When I said it seemed like, oh, I'm saying something out of the ordinary. But this thing is true. Make your own, eat your own. When you start allowing other people to feed you, you think they're going to feed you well? Anyway, let me play this video. Let me just play this video before we really get into the really topic stage, because some more videos, yapa, plenty.
Our Nigerian blogs, listen, I feel like they are on a mission to making the most stupid persons really popular in Nigeria. And the truth is, if we don't start speaking about these things now, it's like a time bomb that when it explodes, it's going to be a very serious problem. Instablog, Gossip Mill, Yaba Left, Tunde Not. You see all this? It's almost like they're in a WhatsApp group saying, listen, this first quarter of the year, we need to find one stupid person. And we need to use this person as our cash cow, because this person just has to be very foolish and is going to be giving us a lot of traffic on our social media. And you know what my biggest problem is? I should blame the people consuming the stupidity, or I should blame the stupid people themselves. I don't know what to blame at this point. But the truth is, I'm here to speak about the effect of this over time. Because the truth is, it's not just about us. It's about kids that are growing. See, sometimes I feel like we deserve the kind of leaders that we have. You see, these people we call old cargos, that they need to leave office for us, the young people. Truth is, they see what we do. They see what we love. They see the kind of things we engage in. And they know that if we leave this giant of Africa to these people, they are literally going to scatter this country, and that's the reason why they keep holding on to power. They know that all we do is just gossip. All we do is to make the most stupid of the most stupid people have some kind of online relevance. I mean, the USAID, there was some kind of talk or some kind of allegation that these people have been funding terrorism in our country. But how many people have been speaking about it intellectually? How many people have been calling to say, let's ask questions? But there is another guy trying to prove that another guy is gay. And this is the one busy making rounds all around these big blogs. And you guys don't think this is a problem. The problem here is our young people who are in primary 6, GSS1, SS1, SS2. They already have iPhone 16, iPhone 15s. They see all of this stuff and they know that there's no need to be creative with biology. There's no need to be creative with chemistry. They know that even if I'm creative with all of this stuff I do in school, all these blogs are not going to give me the attention I need. They are not going to amplify this. They know that they need to just come online and be very foolish and stupid. And that is when Tunde not will remember that this person needs a repost. The truth is, if we don't start cutting down on these things, there's going to be a problem over time. We are talking about another guy going to, and you are trying to prove that this person is gay, and that's the one they are calling for TV interview. You see how crazy we've gone in a society? A guy can easily come and say, I want to teach people now how to use 10 million naira to grow a 200 million naira empire within a year. The truth is, these blogs, they are not going to repost it because they know that people would not like to consume this kind of information. But if somebody like, say, that Bosch decides to say that you need $300,000 to sleep with me, or somebody goes to one podcast and says that most women don't know where the male G spot is, those are the ones that will be hustling, trying to repost immediately. Why? Because they know this society of dumb people, this is what they love bouncing on, and it's something that if nobody is speaking about, is a time bomb, and when it explodes, we would have ourselves to blame. All our kids now, they go to school, they're not thinking about how to graduate with first class. They want to now be Pella and Jarvis. Why? Because they believe that this is the quickest way for money. And you see these two young people as young, they should probably be at uni or something, but because no, they found some kind of way on social media, creating some kind of on-called fame. They've forgotten about the fact that they need to empower people like them. They are now going around using camera to kiss and do whatever it is. And this is what young people are learning. And when you speak, they say it's because you are broke. You are very stupid, actually, in my opinion. These are the things we are amplifying. These are the things that we are not speaking about. Something needs to change. Baltasar in Equatorial Guinea, he was going around sleeping with so many women. That story, I don't know how popular it was in his country, but the moment he came into Nigeria, Nigeria made it global. It's to tell you how Nigerians bounce on stupidity so easy. But when it comes to things that have some kind of moral or some kind of sense, now I was told that somebody left the podcast. The truth is, I'm very happy that Nidu left there, because as a matter of fact, I'm not going to hide behind some curtain. I feel like is part of the problem we have in this our Nigerian social media hemisphere. They are part of the people that amplify stupidity as well. The truth is, you don't get to see talent being amplified. What we see is just people who are the guy going around trying to prove that somebody is gay. I'm telling you the truth. This is a very easy show. I've seen him perform. He's show killer, stand-up comedian. He's one of those people I saw performing in the same show I was performing. And I said to myself, God, I wish I had this talent, but it didn't work, right? According to him, he felt like he was not successful enough. He went to Big Brother Naija house. As a matter of fact, when you go there and you come back, fact is, if you are not a beautiful woman with very big ass and big breasts, there's a probability that that show is not going to do you any good. Or if you are not a very tall, handsome guy, you're probably not going to make it to the movies. And that did not give him what he wanted. And he became a nuisance online. And today he's getting the attraction. Why? Because the people consuming this stuff, this is what they bank on. This is what they enjoy. And now it's working. You see where the problem is? You see where the problem is? I'm saying this. If we don't change something, it's a time bomb that when it explodes, we would have ourselves to blame.
Aptly stated, my sentiments precisely. It's so easy for us. Hey, the most vile news is what trends in Nigeria. Welcome, Oga. Welcome, Og. I see you. The most vile news is what trends in Nigeria. If you are not in your birthday suit, you have not trended. If you are not saying the most vile things, the most stupid, dumb things, you have not trended. Me, I don't even know the craze about this trending or new trending. If you are putting out information, if you're putting out creativity out there, those who really appreciate your creativity will gravitate towards you. You don't need to do jack to impress anybody. But hey, this is just me. Oh, maybe that's why I don't have 100 million followers yet. But this one is about time for every African to take it upon themselves to speak the truth to power and really fight for our future. We cannot continue like this. I'm sure you guys listen. For those of you who heard that ladies at the African Union, right? Her speech. This woman said it all. She said it all. Eh? We cannot continue like this. The whole world is moving towards AI. Eh? But we are here still struggling with the most basic needs. No electricity, no water, no good health, no good roads. Everything is messed up. And then the only thing that people want to, put out there is the most violent and negative thing. And me too, I'm not sorry that Nedu is no longer, I don't even care about that news. I'm not interested because they're part of the problem. Look at the number of guests that this guy they brought to that their honest bunch or whatever they call it. The kind of things that they say, and there's a lady they particularly like to bring that likes to come. It's almost like the lady comes on as a pimp. Eh? She comes across like a pimp. You're coming to tell people how you're able to get married men to do this for you. What are you preaching to the young people, impressionable young people? What do you expect? So when those ones now watch that kind of thing, where there's no parental guidance in Nigeria anymore, they will think that that's the way to go. They start looking for married men that have families to come and to wreck their families with insane sexual appetite. I don't understand though. I don't know. I wasn't born in the era where all these things are now becoming public things. I'm in support. Every blog post is, like I said, it's not just the politicians. Everybody needs to come out at people who are not doing the work, the real work. Most of these people build their platforms on the sufferings of the Nigerian people, laughing at them, making jokes of it. Is it not time for them to come and for them to get together and say, you know what, how can we push the message to get Nigerians to see what they need to see so that they can do what is needed? None of them is addressing that. They are not addressing that. It's about going from one family problem to another, like that is going to pay somebody's school fees in Nigeria. We need to go after traditional leaders, go after local government leaders, councillors, all those people. That's what we need to go after, to hold their feet to the fire. Any blogger that is carrying news that is smelly, that doesn't impact the society in the rightful way, they should go after them. You people are the ones giving these people power. You like gossip. You want to be in the affairs of other people. You want to talk about people's marriages. Meanwhile, we have a society that is burning, literally burning to the ground. You want to talk about pekus and the man's private. That's all you people want to do. This is all you're interested in. If you go all the blog posts in Nigeria, it's always about one man. The latest one now is that, somebody is pregnant for somebody. It's crazy. Meanwhile, they just told you that our outsiders are funding terrorism in your country. Everywhere is silent. Even your traditional leaders are silent. Your politicians are silent. Nobody is like running and saying, what is this? What can we do? Nothing. Meanwhile, your officers, your military officer, when I hear say the officer, he was going to take 70. Oh God, oh, on top of game when they're not invited, when they say now for disabled people. The chief of defense staff was going to go to Canada with 70 officers for winter games. Please tell me, is the chief of defense staff disabled? Is that game for people like him? We have a problem in our hands. The earlier we start telling each other the truth and start to cut down on these excesses. Did you guys read? Over 14 million young people are on drugs in Nigeria. Doesn't that bother anybody? Isn't that enough to worry people? I don't understand. Over 40, and this is just, Nigeria, when they say 14 million, that kind of news comes out, just double it or triple it. When they say your new Ribadu collected, somebody came out and said he was asking him for 150 million for bribe for his political career. And he was coming and he said to Canada, go to hell or whatever, right? Most Nigerians came out and said, hey, unfortunately, we believe an outsider more than we believe you. That is how bad it has gotten. So we would rather take the words of an outsider than your politicians, your officers. It's a shame. As a country, we ought to be embarrassed. David Today has exposed some of these things, and other people have, right? Instead of Nigerians to take it and run with it and do something about it, you see people in his comment section talking about, oh, I beg you, how do you know? Prove it. Nigerians, I don't understand the level of decadence. People, they are so blind. They don't know what's going on. They don't even see themselves in the global world. They don't even know how to position themselves. The people that are speaking the truth will not, they will not get the clicks. Me, I'm not even about the clicks. I don't care. I'm just about putting my own 2 cents out there. Whoever wants to hear should hear and run with it. If you don't want to hear, that's your problem. Because at the end of the day, this thing that's happening, it's turn by turn now. Turn by turn. This is where we have gotten to as Nigerians. We don't take anything serious anymore. We do not, no matter what the chaos is, we don't. Look at GMO. There are people that they are paying to push GMO to you. You have not carried hands up and say, nah, who are these people? Let's go and no. Everybody is quiet. Nobody is dealing with that issue. You don't even know what you are eating, and then you will not come out and complain, oh, these people's disease that they've never seen before. This is how they ship diseases, illnesses that you've never heard of into the country, and nobody will say anything about it. They will ship disease to you, you go quiet. They will ship the most heinous things to you, you go quiet. Even the cars that you people are buying, we have the Nigerian-made cars. Instead of you to use the cars that are made in your country, no, you want foreign car. Meanwhile, all over the world, people who make cars, if you go to China, na Chinese cars that they drive. You go Japan, na Japanese cars. Even America said, only that America are a capitalist country, so people can drive any type of car. In the European car, German cars, German people, German cars that they drive. Nigeria will now get car manufacturers. You will not go buy from those people so that you will elevate them. No, you people want to compare. You want to buy the one that your hand knows rich. Money will not go take do better to change people's lives. No, instead, when I want to go use and buy car when you know so you just bought this for $250 at the end of the day. Onto what? Those people now, because they elevate their own, I need to see everybody all over the world they buy them. If you don't elevate your own, how people want to take home, why they won't come take back from your own, from your hand? I don't understand. We're going to look ourselves less. Meanwhile, these people are thriving. The whole world now is going towards nationalism. We dey here, see they discuss, you know what, in 2025, no electricity. See they discuss very, very basic, the basiest of things in this world. Meanwhile, me, I heard that the Lagos National Assembly chairman in Lagos, that they just that just came in. Oh, things they happen. No, if I play the video for now, I beg. Maybe me, my mouth now go take here now.
This is House of Assembly. You cannot do this.
Didn't think it can get worse than this, right? Well, it just did. For easy,
Members, please, if you can affirm your vote of confidence in Madam Speaker, kindly raise up your hands, please. Can you please stand?
Arise to stand on that podium, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, move a motion to say that we do pass a vote of confidence on Right Honorable Position Blastas Beranga.
Arise to appoint that decision, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Ogle.
I second the motion, Madam Speaker. As moved by Honorable Achobani.
All in favor, say aye. Those against, say aye. Madam Speaker!
Hey! Is this not the same Lagos State National Assembly that they took about, removed Abasa and replaced her with this woman? They are now coming to forcefully try to eject her again. This is the Nigeria that we are in. In other news, you guys hear that in Osun State, Tinubu's nephew is causing a lot of problems in Osun State. So Osun State governor, not be Adeleke, Davido uncle, the man had to come out on social media. To come, I don't know. Are the people on social media are now so what's the point of being a governor? I don't understand. Okay, because he's the nephew of the president. So now it is now become you cannot touch the nephew of the president because he's the president. So he can create chaos in your state. That's what they are telling you. Do you know that as we speak now, they have unalived some PDP members and injured. Apparently, like 4 or 5 PDP members have been unalived in Osun State. There is mayhem currently going on in Osun State, right? Reach time when Nigerians will say enough is enough. Every corner you turn in Nigeria, there's one problem happening. And the citizens just they roll over, just they continue. But let BBN Nigeria come now. Let them say there's one gossip, somebody husband, somebody wife, bam. You will see them latch onto it and start running. Meanwhile, their lives, they're like sheep, right? On abattoir, they are waiting for slaughter. That's what's happening in Nigeria right now. How long is it going to take for the people to wake up? How do we continue like this as a people? How? You talk, you go. You don't talk, you go. Let me even bring another video here. Because I tell you today, say the video when I want to share today is plenty. Unfairness, degeneracy everywhere, every corner you turn in Nigeria. No resting place, no place where you fit to say, okay, this one at least is okay. No.
So I'm just coming back from Jos, all the way straight to the court. In respect to the guy that was detained by the police because of a comment he made on Twitter. Let me show you how stupid this is, and how stupid, and how less busy. What will I call it by strategy? Now, what happened? The guy said somebody commented on Twitter saying, honestly, some people are untouchable in this country, Sha. Law in Nigeria is mainly for the poor. Then first PRO commented by saying, get money tomorrow and violate the law. Okay, best wishes. And so this guy come comment and say, person weighing Oga the part budget they talk. But you one now said, I hope you'll be able to prove this. Next thing they arrest the guy. As I'm talking to you now, they just give the guy a bail condition after the guy spends 3 weeks and 2 days in detention just because of this comment. Nobody say make video, make video, you just comment on Twitter. So the first PRO, you have the time to be going around Twitter to check for the people that are talking negative about the police. Isn't that, or anybody that criticizes the police, isn't that joblessness? Even though we have, bro, we have a lot of things in Nigeria that is disturbing us. Now we are talking about, there's a case now, it's trendy. They've tagged you and tagged you and tagged you on Twitter. You never do anything. I posted about it this morning. A guy that allegedly died inside the police station in Lagos. And they don't show who go call police. And upon that, the allegation is that the police now took the body of the guy and went to go and deposit it in the mortuary, in the hospital, without informing the parents or nothing. Now, PRO, you have not given us any explanation as to whether this thing is true or not, the police involvement, nothing. But they go up and down, they go find comments all over internet. Ireo. Come on, bro. Well, you must tell us what happened to that boy. Yes, you will tell us what happened to the boy. You will tell us what happened to the boy. And to be honest, I feel like the PRO is overwhelmed by this job. You don't maybe just rest. No. He's overwhelmed. They should just maybe just give him a space for another side. For now, you should leave that place. You're doing the police. I don't think you fit that. No. So please, you will tell us what happened to the boy. We are leaving the court now. Peace and love. By strategy. Let's move. Thank you for your strategy. Me personal talk. Of all the problem we're in Nigeria, a person where comments. Now you see comments.
Now, wetin Nigeria don't turn to be that too. If you comment now for Nigeria, if you comment, they not like as you take comment. They go pick people up for night. That's what has been going on. How many people they want to arrest? I don't know. Right now, to be arrested is something that, okay, you know what, you people want to arrest me, no problem. It doesn't make any sense. Person comment. Meanwhile, we have so much going on in that country. Police now to sit down for internet, they read people comments one after the other to see the one where offend you pass. When you feel rich, when your hand feel rich. This is what we have become in Nigeria. And nobody is alarmed. Everybody just pretend like they don't know what they happen. Everybody just they pretend like say, oh, they don't know what they happen. How do we continue like this as a people, Nigerians? Me, I go talk my own, because my hand no dey this evil when they happen for Nigeria. Nah, I no fit. This is crazy. How do we continue like this as a people? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. How? How can you fold your hand and these kinds of things are happening? Nobody is doing anything. We just roll over like, okay, it's normal thing. No, it's not normal. It's not normal. I just saw they're just discussing this whole Osun thing on Voice of the People. I'm going to bring it here and just play the clip, because apparently somebody, whether it's a speaker or somebody from Osun State, they brought them on to talk about it. So see, 5 PDP members unalived.
Going on in Osun State. And what is the crux of this matter?
Thank you very much. It all started some few days ago, less than a week. There was a court judgment in Akure, and the court judgment was on the PDP case.
Okay.
The court judgment has to do with a case filed by PDP on the state local government election conducted under former Governor Oyetola. That was in 2022. Now, the court judgment said, the appeal of the appellant succeeds. And what is the content of the appeal? That the PDP filed its case against that election in 2022 without following procedure. And the court judgment stopped at that. Now, before the PDP judgment, there has been a judgment in a case brought by a party called APP, Action People's Party.
Yes.
The party was also challenging the local government election. In other words, you have 2 judgments.
Yes.
The first one was that of APP. The second one was that of PDP.
PDP,
now,
exactly.
The first one on APP, by October 2022, now sacked the elected local government. Those who are elected under Oyetola, because it violated the Electoral Act, violated the PDP constitution, and all those. Now, based on that, they now
just to get it straight, violated the OSIEC constitution.
Yes, violated the Electoral Act, and violated the constitution.
All right.
So that judgment, the APC applied briefly, they appealed it, but because of want of diligent prosecution, it was struck out. Now the judgment subsisted today.
Yes.
In other words, the judgment of APP that sacked the local government chairman has not been vacated by any court.
Exactly.
Now, but in the case of PDP case, the one we have, it was thrown out by the Court of Appeal. Now, instead of the APC to now focus on their case with APP by making sure that that subsisting judgment is revised, they did not do that. They now want to use the PDP case at Akure, the case that was dismissed, to now say, the court has said we can return to office. Meanwhile, the PDP case that was thrown out in the judgment, the judge did not give any consequential order. In fact, the only order it gave was that the filing of the case by PDP was premature, was not in conformity with procedures and all those. Meanwhile, the real case that actually dissolved the elected local government still subsists. And it was not brought by PDP, it was brought by APP. So, as it is today, the APC now want to rely on that non-existing court order to say they want to come and take over the local government. We now tell them, you can't do this, this is illegal. Even if you have a court order, let's assume you have a court order, you cannot enforce it on your own. You have to go to the court will do the necessary thing, they will issue what they call enforcement order. So as it is, the APC now concocted a crisis, and they said today they are going to take over the local government. And we thought they were joking. Before we know it, they were everywhere. But our people, the people of Osun State, were already in their various local governments to stop illegality from taking place. But violence was unleashed on our people. PDP lost 5 members.
My goodness.
5 members, and over 50 of our members are injured. I even sent some of the video to your WhatsApp.
Okay, we will be playing those videos in the course of this conversation, but I'd like to understand these people that died. What happened? Was it by the security operatives or through the security operatives or the thugs? How did they die?
Yeah, what happened was that at Borikwe, Borikwe happened to be the local government of the former governor, Mr. Boyegawe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we lost 2 of our members.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
we are supposed to go on a campaign for the local government tour today. So our members were gathering peacefully, planning how to receive the governor. Then they were swooped on, and they were gunned down. The thugs and wounded security men, their faces were covered. They attacked them and killed them. Many of them were wounded. You see them in the video. At Olaoluwa, the same thing happened. Our members were dancing in front of the secretariat, and suddenly the thugs and armed with sophisticated weapons pump guns into our members. We lost 1.
Fire directly at your members?
Directly. One of them is almost dead now. We have almost 20 critically injured too. At Ilesha East, they did the same thing. At Oshogbo.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry, Malam, please. Is it that this chaos was happening simultaneously across the state in these different areas? So it's not like it was, positioned in one area alone.
No, it was across, and we have 30 local governments.
Oh my goodness.
But when you have the people behind you, it's always very difficult for you to lose a battle. The people across the local government have stood up to say, no, you cannot foster illegality or not. These people were sacked by court, and no court has reinstated them. So you cannot come and use force to take over the local government. So that is what we are in since morning. We had, as at the last count, the state lost 3 souls, over 100 injured. When I say 6, I mean 6 souls. 5 are PDP. I had an APC member also died at Ikire.
So 6 people, 6 human beings have just died for nothing.
Yeah, just like that. If you see that video and all those things, you see very gory things. In fact, for the case of Iragbiji, the journalists, the PDP journalists for a briefing to show them everything that happened. So it is about trying to cause chaos in Osun State, and the goal is to stop the local government election that is coming on Saturday, which everybody is prepared for, more than 9 political parties.
All right, so Malam Rashid, if you can just help me hold your breath a bit, let me up sound some of those videos you sent to me so that because as much as we're streaming online live, we're also a terrestrial radio, so that people who are on terrestrial can hear the sound while those watching can also watch the footages. Just give me a moment, let me up sound a bit, and we'll get back to you. Please be on the line, sir. Thank you. All right, so in case you're just you're watching it, kindly if you're on YouTube, you'll be lucky to see the video of what's going on or exactly what happened. But if you're not on YouTube, you'd hear at least the sound of what's going on. Take a listen.
PDP, this is so sad and sympathetic. The person that you see on ground now is Abdullahi Olawale Ayanfe from Ward 8 in Oluwa compound. This man killed by APC member in Thug. They employ APC Thug to the Olaoluwa. When we are trying to maintain peace in the front of the local government, they kill this man, and this is unfortunate. The worst part of it is that the police officers are there. I told the PDP of Olaoluwa local government that we are not helping the situation. When we are trying to maintain peace, and the police officer in Olaoluwa, they use their gas to chase everybody away. In the process of that, they kill this guy. This is Olawale Ayanfe Abdullahi from Ward 8, Olaoluwa. PDP
PDP power. Àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin mẹ́mbà wa ní agbára Ọlọ́run gba ìjọba wa ní alọ́ olùjọba wa láwà. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ káwọn olè kó alẹ́ rù. Ọjẹ́ ń tọ́jà wà lẹ́nu àwọn APC ní oṣù ìjọba. Ẹ wá sí ìjọba ìjọba wa. Àwa ro ìjọba Ọ̀ṣun ọba ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ní àṣà. Àmọ́ àwọn jẹ́ báwo. Ẹ bá dẹ̀ ní ká mú jẹ́rì àwọn tó bá ààbò ní bẹ́ẹ̀. Àmọ́ àwọn tó ń yìnbọn sí àsìkò mọ̀ pé kò ní lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn àgbà pé ìjọba wa lọ́wọ́ ló gbà lórí. Àgbàdo ìjọba náà ò ní bọ́ lọ́wọ́ wa. Àti ìgbàlejò wa ìjọba máa fi máa ń lé ìdákẹ́ ìṣẹ́ ká máa wo ìṣọwọ́ tí ìjọba ọ̀yọ́ lórí ẹ̀.
not interpreter. I'm sure Malam would help us interpret. There are also other videos. Let's see this. Unfortunately, there's a gory image of a young man shot dead in a van. I think he's being carried away to the morgue, I guess. This is so sad. So, Malam, I don't know. Are you still with me, Malam? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, sir. Where were the security operatives while all this was going on? And how did this young man get their guns?
As to where they get their gun, I don't know. We don't know. As to what the security agencies were doing. Now, the governor had the Security Council meeting day before yesterday, and the court judgment was shown the security services to show them that, okay, judgment A of APP, judgment B of PDP. This is the judgment of APP that sacked the lawmakers. It has never been packeted. This is the judgment of PDP delivered in Akure 4 days ago. There was nowhere in that judgment that mandated or directed return of and they all leave the state, but we don't know what happened. The state just appear like nobody is in control. I mean, within the security network. So it happened like that. We lost people, and needlessly, because the court judgment is so clear, it's not ambiguous. In fact, any layman that will read that court judgment, we know that no, there is nowhere where these people are asked to return to the local government. And even if a court actually order return, you cannot enforce court order on your own. There is a procedure for enforcement of court order. You see, it's so sad that the urge for political power has taken us to this level.
Whoa, this is very scary. So, what is the situation like right now in Osun State? I see the statement made by the press statement by the governor that people should stay away from the state secretary, the local government secretariats at the moment to avoid further bloodshed. What is the real situation?
Yeah,
and how will workers go to work to earn their living?
No, actually, the good thing is that local government workers have actually declared strike at yesterday because they were worried about the safety of their members, and so they issue a strike action starting from 12 midnight. So the local government workers are not going. What is happening? The governor, because of the number of deaths and casualties recorded today, now said, no, we cannot continue to allow bloodshed. That what will happen is that all political parties should not go to the secretariat tomorrow, and they should allow security agencies to man the secretariat, so that when security agencies man the secretariat, and the politicians are not there, then there will be no issue. There will be no need for attack and counter-attacks. So as it is now, despite all efforts made by the APC, they could not take over the local government. But as by tomorrow, the governor has directed that the security agencies should actually take over the secretariat. And they should not be partitioned. They should not take over the secretariat to hand it over to APC or PDP. But they should take it over. In other words, but the campaign continues. The election for local government is holding by Saturday, and 9 political parties are involved. Just today, the Electoral Commission actually addressed the press, and preparation is in top gear.
Okay. I'm a bit more worried too about how people would. What was the assurance for people's safety? Now, a lot of people are saying that. I mean, the governor. The governor had held a press conference yesterday, calling on the president to caution his nephew, Boyega Oyetola, and then also said something about the DSS and the police working in court with him. Now that you said he's giving order to the security agencies, are they going to listen to him as a chief security officer of the state, or would they rather listen to the minister for marine and blue economy, who's the governor's, who's the president's nephew? Yes.
This about rule of law, and it's a constitutional matter. The governor is the chief security officer in the state, and there has been a lot of talk among the leaders, locally and nationally. So what the governor agreed to do is actually in line with his responsibility to protect lives and properties. And I want to assure you that the security agencies, the field commanders there in Osun are in tandem with him. They will obey it because it is the only to restore peace and stability in Osun.
Okay, because a lot of people, people were wondering why he was sounding helpless. If he was the chief security officer, why would he sound helpless? Why would he sound like he's not in charge?
He was not sounding helpless. He actually proved that he's in charge. But you know, when you are the leader, you have responsibility to protect your people, and you have responsibility to ensure that your state is not engulfed in violence and conflict. What he did by the broadcast of yesterday is to call on men of goodwill. He made appeal to the president, to the national security advisor, and others that they should look into this matter before it is too late. So what he did was what any responsible leader would do. No governor, no president. We want the state to be engulfed in conflict and chaos. So what he did was to ensure that, the relevant people are alerted of the danger coming, the fact that there is an imminent breach of law and another. And of course, is the main stakeholder, is the number. So he has to one. Now, what he was afraid of actually happened today. We lost 6 souls. So these are people that are just going about their normal duty as politicians.
Before I let you go, sorry, my time is fast spent. Do you think that this thing happened, this thing with the APC local government chairman trying to take over power, happened just because they have the backing of the president's nephew? Or it's just, a norm, something any other person would have done anyway?
Mr. Governor said something yesterday. He talked about a lover of democracy. He's a renowned Democrat. He's somebody who is in love with rule of law. So Mr. President will not sanction, will not approve unleashing of violence on innocent people because of political power. So we thought this is a local arrangement of some people who are still bitter about the loss of 2022.
All right. Thank you so much, Malam Olawale Rashid. I appreciate you. Apologies for barging in on you this evening and bringing you over here. Thank you so much for joining us, and do enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. All right.
And I thank the listeners too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So earlier on, Barrister Darlington, I know you can't wait to jumping on this conversation. Before you jumping on the conversation, incidentally, the governor's nephew, Davido, had a few things to say while he was ranting about this issue. He was so furious and angry that he had something to say. Now, for those of you who are not perhaps online or on Twitter, let me play exactly what he had to say. So you watch it on YouTube, you can watch it live, and on radio, you only get to hear the voice. This is what he had to say, speaking angrily, if I have to say that, in reaction to what played out in Osun State today. Take a listen.
At this point, these niggas is fuckers, bro. And if you don't go mad for mad, they won't go for mad. We're mad. You're mad. We're mad too. You think you're crazy, Abby? We're crazy, motherfucker. What's up? Pull up. I'm gonna fuck you up. I swear to God on my life, bro. I swear to God. I'm madder than you.
Sometimes you like to say something, but that sounds a bit funny, but it's not funny. But just go ahead, Barrister Darlington.
Precious.
Sir?
Precious.
Sir?
You mean after all these years, these things are happening?
We're still going on with thuggery
In fact.
and wasting lives.
Precious,
Sir?
imagine local government election. The one that is so embarrassing here is the court judgment that these people who have upside down. I'm sure there are lawyers in APC. You did not advise them properly. But they choose to obey what they want against court judgments. You can see, these things are deliberate. Seriously, very, very deliberate. It's not as if they don't know what they are doing. When you think you have power, federal might behind you, you do whatever you like. You cannot tell me that Oyetola is not aware of what is going on concerning the court judgment. But he choose to do this because he feel he has federal might behind him. There's no other reason. By the way, where did this Togo come from? Working with police, Precious.
Sir?
Precious.
Sir?
Police are there. Thugs are carrying guns, shooting people. Police are there. Nigerian police were there.
Like that man said on the video.
Exactly what happened in Lagos in 2023. By the way, when there was general election in 2023 in Lagos, you didn't see what happened.
Sorry,
okay, you have forgotten, Abi.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, maybe one day we'll invite Emso Luomo to ask him his role in that election. We must invite him here. When police was behind him while he was destroying ballot box at Oshodi, police were there. When we asked police, hey, what do you want us to do? You can see that they are carrying guns. We don't even have a stick on us. Can you just imagine the pressures? Tomorrow, when international has been most corrupt, these are their reasons. A Nigerian police was watching crime being committed and he couldn't do anything. Then what are you now policing? They could have saved those lives from dying if Nigerian police is now a particular party's police, maybe APC police or Yetola police or whoever police. Yes, now police now they now go for the highest bidder. That is why they were watching why those people died. If they were not available or they are not, we can say okay, police, but police was there. Pressure, they were there. Just like in every other political crisis, they will be there watching. Why the people that have a federal government behind them will be doing whatever, and police will be watching. So the police have become the police of a particular party. I thought it's the Nigerian police. Precious.
Sir?
By the way, let me ask you. We have been told that Tinubu is from Lagos. This Oyetola, we are hearing his name in Osun State. They say it's his nephew. Does Tinubu have two parents?
Barrister Darlington, his sister may be married to someone else now. His nephew is not. Sister may be married in another state
Oh, but hold on, no.
Yes, sir.
Where they claim he come from, that's where two people died.
Yes.
Now
from the narration.
Yes, from the narration, and it has been traced over and over again. I don't see why that reference should be made. That is a Tinubu's nephew. I don't see why. What is the connection here? Must he be connected to Tinubu?
So Barrister Darlington, where lies our democracy?
In fact, I don't know. I don't know. When some of us disagree with some of this, you will say, we are too critical of APC, we are too critical of Tinubu. Must his name come up in this matter? So and who gave Oyetola the temerity to deploy police and whatever?
So what role does the judiciary have to play in all of this? Because clearly the judiciary played a role in this.
They played a role, but the politicians choose to interpret the wrong judgment. They choose to interpret the wrong judgment. That's what I told you here. The court have done their duty.
So how do you ascertain what is right and wrong in judgment? That's
because they are supposed to have a lawyer among them. No party that don't have a lawyer. No party. What did their lawyer tell them about that judgment before they went into this mayhem now? What did their lawyer tell them? Are you telling me that the lawyer did not advise them properly? But no, choose to obey what they want.
So, Barrister Darlington, what do you see playing out here? Remember that Boyega Oyetola and Ademola Adeleke contested together in 2018. And that election even had issues and they had another understand what it was inconclusive at the end of the day on the election, and he served for 1 year, and he was contesting for the second term when Adeleke won him. And now maybe people are saying the election for Osun State is next year rather. Yes. So people are saying that perhaps the minister is going to come back again to complete his second term. Could it be possible that this is the reason why this is happening?
Pressure, this craze for power is not helping us. Have you noticed that politics is now the biggest industry in Nigeria today? The biggest industry, where our youth and their elders who are teaching them bad manners are now craving to have a bite at the national cake. If you want to make money now, you don't go into business. You don't go and start working for yourself. You just join political party. bam the down now. Somebody will come out and be proud how he shot somebody. They will say, yes, Baba, they will be hailing you for killing somebody. And that will give you promotion in the party. Precious. We are, in fact, there are things I don't even want to say here. That is the only thing. That's the only thing. Bigger business. I said when they gather in their meeting today to count what happened, somebody will be beating his chest and telling you how he killed a man. And their leaders will be there praising him. Yes, you're a strong party stalwart.
So Barrister Darlington, quickly, in Lagos State, the Lagos State House of Assembly and the Office of the Speaker has denied inviting the DSS and the police to the assembly today. You'd recall that it was said that the police had mentioned that they were there on the invitation of the House of Assembly. How is it that the same House of Assembly that invited them is denying that, no, we didn't invite you? How possible? I mean, with the drama that occurred today.
Is it possible that the Speaker will invite DSS to come and lock up her office? Precious. Sir? Is it possible? When something is obvious, you don't need to. Okay, the first time they came to pick some lawmakers over the removal of Abasa, we invited them. Please, when they came the first time to arrest some lawmakers and took them to their office and even detain them, was it the Speaker that invited them to arrest those people for removing Obasa? You see, when you see lies, you don't need anybody to tell that this elder is lying. They are there on the invitation of somebody, but they don't want to say. They say, who are they? There must be somebody. Somebody must have come. Why not name the person? Is it Obasa or somebody that we don't know? The security agencies, at times they fuel this insecurity by their actions. They're supposed to quell insecurity, but at times by their actions and behavior and even utterances, they promote it, they escalate it. This is something that happened in the State Assembly. It does not warrant you coming in, to come and be locking up offices and all that.
All right, so let's move over to other issues. As combined security operatives today have killed five people killed today, suspected members of the Eastern Security Network, ECN, in separate operations in Imo State, Nigeria's southeast. ESN is the militant wing, according to them, they said it's the militant wing of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, a group seeking the secession of southeast and some parts of the south from.
My people, that is all I will bring for you today. There's so much going on. But I'm going to end by saying, please, I beg, do not sit on the sidelines in this matter. We need to fix our country. Whatever it is, however way you need to come in, please do so. Let your voice be heard. Let your writing be seen and read by people. We can't fold our hands. Country has been taken over by bandits. Can you imagine? Because your uncle is president, you feel like you can go to other people's states and be harassing people up and down and be dishonoring the elections, local government elections, and trying to impose your own people because you have an uncle as president. Is that not madness? And people, they fold their hand, they look, see, this country now our own. If we don't collect them back from these bandits, one chance. So because what they are trying to do now is because they know that 2027 is going to be it's not going to be easy for them. So they're trying to plant their own people in every state, in every local government. Anybody who has ears, make them hear. Nigeria is your own, is my own. Nobody is more Nigerian than anybody. Everybody needs to be talking strategy, thinking about plans to deliver that country, rescue it from the hands of bandits. Okay? So now here I go talk and reach. I go see you now on my next one. If I'm able to come back later on in the evening, I will do so. Otherwise, thank you.